my God I believe, no equal has He, Lord of the universe, compassionate to me. Muhammad the Prophet taught me the way to be honest and truthful throughout every day.
The Holy Quran to life is my guide, its teachings I follow, by it I abide. Islam my religion preaches good deeds, mercy and kindness to the right path it leads.
I was totally deviant while going astray, no faith, no belief, lost all the way.
I had many conversations. No one can answer this question. What is our purpose in life? People just said, get money and die. That's it. Live life, get money, have fun, and die. Enjoy yourself. You only live once. This is what they were telling me. So I came to a very point where I started to isolate myself from people. And sometimes, even though I'm with people, it'd be as though I'm by myself. Because I really wasn't there, because I wasn't trusting these people. I was acting as, I felt as though they were someone else and we're different. But yet this is the same crowd that I tended to love, to be with all the time. But yet I didn't trust not one person. So one night, I was driving in my car and I just felt a very sense of sadness, like I need to turn back to God. What do I need to do? And I remember what Talib Al-Amin said. And I went home. And I remember what he said about washing myself. He said ablution. So I did this, and because he said you can't go to God if you're impure and all these different things. So after I made ablution, I raised my hands to God and I said, God, guide me to the straight path. Whatever it is, guide me to it, because I don't know what's the straight path. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. And then what happened? The next day, I was caught by the police again. And this time when I was caught by the police, it wasn't a sense of anger or anything. I felt that it was a sign. God answered my prayer. So I remember being in the back of the police car, feeling content, as if I was happy to be caught. And when I went into jail this time, I said, God, I'm serious. I'm ready. I'm ready to serve you. Whatever it is I need to do, I'm ready to do that. I don't want to live that life anymore. That life is not good for me. It's not for me. And I know that there got to be something better. I was reflecting on all the things I know life, and looking around me, looking at the beautiful things that's created. This got to be for some purpose, and it can't be per chance, as I was taught in school. This has to be some orchestrator, conductor of all these affairs. So I got on my hands and knees and raised my hands to God again, guide me to the straight path. And at this time, I had did some research, I had gathered books, and I said, is it Islam or Christianity? So after that, I began to go back to what I grew up on, the Bible. And I started to read it again and again and again, and I also started to order other books about Christianity. I wanted to, get stronger faith and understand this, because maybe I didn't understand the Trinity. Maybe I didn't understand Jesus' role and how is it 2 or 3. Maybe it was something wrong with me, and maybe I didn't get the question at that time from the people. So I bought as many books as I could to help me understand the subject. And then I also received a copy of the Quran and a book about the basic principles and beliefs of the Muslims and what the Muslims do. And so I put my Bible aside and I pushed the books aside and I opened up the Quran. I remember when I was with Talib, he told me that the Surah Ikhlas, sincerity, was at the back of the Quran. So I opened it up and I reread that. I said, yeah, this is the Quran. This is what Talib was talking about. This is the book. It talks about God is one. He is eternal. He has no son. He begets. He was not begotten. And there's nothing like him. And then I read the next 2 surahs, and it talked about the jinn and mankind and who is their God. And then I went to the beginning of the book, because my tradition, when we start books, we start from the beginning and go to the end and read our way through. It got to be a story flow or something like this. This is what I was looking for maybe in the Bible, because it starts with the creation and go on and on and on up until the time of Jesus, and then the other books that they have in there. So I thought that maybe the Quran was like this. And I was also looking for some answers to the questions about creation and Adam and Eve, because now I have all these things sparked in my mind about what the Bible says. But when I was reading it, that's why I kept reading it again and again, all the way through, from page to page. It was some things that was not adding up to me, some things that wasn't clicking so tight with me, and that had questions. And these same questions were what I've been asking since I was a young kid.
At the beginning of a new path, Yassin was determined to change the way he lived. He had definitely turned back to God, but wanted to be sure whether God was speaking through Christianity or Islam. Surah Al-Ikhlas held the key, the knowledge that God has no partners or co-equal. This was one of the many steps on his road to piety. For the first time in his life, Yassin experienced the joy of submission to his Creator. The feeling of tranquility he had found was worth all the struggle he had gone through to get there.
I opened up the Quran and I turned to that chapter, the first chapter, Al-Fatiha. And in this I seen the prayer that I had said. Guide us to the straight path, to the Sirat al-Mustaqim. And then I began to read Surah Al-Baqarah. And as I was reading it, I was pulled to it. I couldn't let it go. And by the time I finished Baqarah, it seemed like everything that I had ever wanted to know, all type of questions that I had, was answered. And it felt like I just took off a truck off my back. I took it off. Like I was pulling a big truck all my life, and this has been weighing me down. And I said, this has to be the truth. This has to be the right religion. So at that time, there was no one else around me. And I looked into the book, what do I need to do? How do I be Muslim? And I opened up the other book, and it said that a Muslim has to believe this, and believe that. And they have to say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadur Rasulullah. And this is what I said. And at that time, I began to learn how to pray, how to fast. Everything was in the book that I needed to learn how to do. And I went back to the Quran. I remember standing up. I did not sleep until I finished it. I didn't sleep till I finished. And then after that, it was morning time. And this was the time they said was supposed to be the Fajr prayer, before the sun got up. And this is my first time feeling a feeling of tranquility when I put my head and my knees and my face and everything on the ground. And to me, in my previous life, this was a submission. You don't get down on the ground like that. Even if the police came around, whatever it may be, they take it on the ground, I wouldn't even get down. But I was happy to be down. And I stayed down there for a long time, reflecting and thinking and looking and noticing how good this felt to be submitting to the one who created me. And I was remembering, it was saying, glory be to the Lord the Most High. And I was wondering, I have a Lord, He's the Most High? These words affected me, and it made me feel tranquility and peace. And I was finally happy. All those years of searching for happiness, it was right there in this book. And I found it. And my heart was at peace. I didn't care about anything else. I was just happy to be a Muslim.
With knowledge comes responsibility. Yassin was not only content to accept Islam, he also wanted to share it with others. In order to do that, he needed knowledge. Sheikh Hassan Zami was a guiding light and showed him how to maintain his Islam. Filled with regret for his past sins, Yassin was determined to use his experience to help others and change their lives like his own life had been changed.
So after I realized and accepted Islam as being the one true religion the only religion that will be accepted of God, I strived hard to be a good servant to God. So I ordered many books as much as I can so that I could learn my new religion. At the same time, I wanted to share it with others because I felt that this was a gift that I received. It was a very precious gift, and it was an exciting gift. So I wanted to give it to other people. So I used to tell others about Islam as much as I can. Also, I was blessed by meeting a brother, my Sheikh Hassan Jami. And he was the one that was able to guide me along the way, to tell me and to coach me along the way what I need to do. How do I keep this Islam? And he used to come into the prison, and he used to talk to myself and other brothers that was there. And he told me, when you get out of here, keep yourself connected to the masjid. And so this is what I did. When I got out, I went directly to the masjid. And at the same time, I was thinking, even though I knew that my Lord, He forgives me, and He forgave me for everything that I did, I felt remorse. I still felt remorse for all the things that I had did in my life, all the wrongs that I had did. So I said, I have to do something. I did a lot to damage the lives of people and to harm my communities. Now I have to do something to help them. And I knew the number one thing to say and to give them was Islam. But how to do that? So what I did was to use my knowledge. I used my experience to help people, especially the youth and other people that was headed down the wrong path, and people that were already on that path, to try to help them get off of that path. So this is what I dedicated part of my life to, helping the youth to stay away from the troubled life and helping those that are in this troubled life to get out. And this is never enough. I also used to go back into the prisons, I still do, to help people, to talk to them, because people are searching. That's what I found. Many people are searching. They want something to help them. And what I found is Islam is the answer. Because many people that I know, since they accepted Islam, they didn't go back to these crimes. Their life has changed. They've become new people. And with the help of Sheikh Hassan and some other good brothers, I was able to help found a masjid and an Islamic Dawah center, Masjid Dawah. And this center, this Islamic center, we use this as the tool, not to just save ourselves, because I need this. Without being connected to the masjid and connected to the knowledge, where else I'm going to be? Connected to the streets. And this is what have saved me. And this is what has saved other brothers. So I knew that I had to really achieve knowledge. I started to learn how to recite the Quran and to read the books of knowledge. But I knew that the key to the knowledge in Islam is in the Arabic language. So I tried to learn the Arabic language as best I can so that I can understand the books and understand the shuyukh, the imams, when they're giving their lectures and talks. Because when it's translated to me, alhamdulillah, it's beautiful. But this language is beautiful. And when I hear the Quran recited, it's beautiful. But sometimes, many times, I don't know what it means. But I remember many times praying in Taraweeh, praying in the Salat, when someone's leading the Salat, and praying and hearing the beauty of the Quran, and my heart is being moved and being shaken. My whole body trembling, bringing me to tears. And before Islam, I didn't think that crying was a good thing. But now crying is the best thing. I want to cry. I'm looking to cry because this deen is beautiful. So in order for me to learn this language of the Quran, I decided I have to learn the Arabic. So what I did was travel to Egypt. I traveled to Egypt so that I could learn the Arabic language and that I could also memorize the Quran by the permission of Allah. And since Islam, I've never felt this happiness. It seems like every day, every time that I hear some hadith, some saying of the Prophet, peace be upon him, some verse from the Quran, my faith in Islam is increased. Even though sometimes I've had some struggles, but there was nothing like the struggles of the past. Because even the things of the past, it was like a dark period of life. And with these struggles, I know that there is some ease and it's a benefit if I just remain patient and have faith. And the beauty that I feel inside, the way that I view the world now, and see all things as natural beauty. This is the beauty of Islam. Also, the struggles of changing and people getting used to me. Family, now, alhamdulillah, Allah bless me with a good family that I have no problems. That they're happy. They're happy since my Islam. They're happy since I've become Muslim and started to practice Islam. They say they see some change in me. And I look back now, I see a lot of change in me too. And it's a good change. A change for the good. I think it's a change that benefits not myself, but it also benefits other people. And I use this experience that I have to help other people. To help them with whatever struggles they're going through, because I know what it's like. And for many people, all they need is for someone to just talk to. And for the people that don't know how Islam is beautiful, don't be afraid. Just open the Quran or find some good Muslim and talk with them. And let them tell you how beautiful Islam is. Tell you what the Quran talks about. Not to be closed-minded. Just be open-minded. And follow the guidance. And not things that just make you feel good inside. We have that. We have things that movies, we could watch a movie and cry. But something that's right for the heart and right for the mind and right for the society in which we live in.
Yassin realized that the key to knowledge in Islam is in the Arabic language. The more he understands the meanings of the verses of Quran and Hadith, the more he realizes that crying is a good thing. It's an indication of having a soft heart. His newfound happiness grows every day as he comes across new knowledge that helps him put his life in context with the overall plan of Almighty Allah. This makes him more determined to follow this path.
I was totally deviant while going astray. No faith, no belief, lost all the way. Now I'm a Muslim and God I pray. For all His blessings, my voice I raise.
In my God I believe, no equal has He. Lord of the universe, compassionate to me. Muhammad the Prophet taught me the way to be honest and truthful throughout every day.
The Holy Quran to life is my guide.